Hello, hopefully this has worked. Please somebody comment that this is now working. I've just been talking to myself apparently for the last 25 minutes or so. And lots of your comments look like you were actually replying to me, so I thought everything was going alright. So when I said, is everyone ready? I had a comment saying, ready and comment more. So I thought I was ready to go. Yeah, so I've done half of the quiz already without you. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I haven't got a clue. It was all going. It said it was live. So let's go right back to the beginning, shall we? We're going to go right back to the beginning. Let me get my questions. This has completely thrown me, but you have missed the uproar upstairs in the sleepover. So there you go. Right, back to the start. Whew, where are we? Right. Hey, Scuizzes, and welcome to the Stay In. Yes, so thank you very much for joining me on another Friday night. 27 minutes after I first began. Yes, thank you so much for being patient. I was not looking at my phone, I've just looked and there's messages all over the place. So yes, here we are at the Stay In virtual pub quiz, take 2. Here is the Who's Who edition of the Stay In. So I had a load of things that I've been talking about. So I started the quiz by saying thank you very much to the Grinsteads for my beer. I asked you which one I should drink first, and I didn't get an answer, but now I know why. I didn't get an answer, so I've been going for this red ale, which is delicious. So I'm finished that pretty much now, since it was the end of the first part of the quiz. Oh goodness, hey, never worked with kids or animals. I'm working with neither, and it's not working. So yes, thank you for that, Grinsteads. It's very, very nice to walk into school and go, whoa, I caramba, beer, free beer, brilliant. So yes, thank you very, very much. I'm not going to do much of a spiel just now, because I think we need to start going quite quickly, because we're already half an hour behind. So tonight is the Who's Who edition of the Stay In quiz. So it's something I've been thinking about for a while, and finally got around to doing it. It's taken a while to put together, but I've had great fun doing it. It's a slightly different format this week, so I'm going to put it up on the screen in a moment what is happening. But I am the Squizmaster. Who the hell are you? I shouldn't have really said hell then, should I? But in the spirit of things I did, it just sounded like the right thing to say after everything that's happened with the technology failures and the up there. So who are you? What are you doing? I did a big massive welcome to Jackson. Is he still up and watching, or did he give up with all the problems? Welcome to Jackson if you're here. I gave you a big welcome. So hi to Jackson, and I hope you're not drinking beer like I am. But the Who's Who edition of the Stay In pub quiz, it is 8 mini rounds tonight, not 4 bigger rounds. And it is these categories. I started to get creative earlier on, trying to give them interesting names, and I just ran out of time and energy. So this is what we have. We have got silver screen actors, we've got incredible authors, we've got musicians, politicians. You can see where I ran out of ideas. Science and technology. We've got on TV. No other category. And then I thought I'd throw in a sports round, sportsmen and women, because we haven't done sport for a while, have we? Although I'll talk a little bit about sport later. So those are your categories this evening. So we'll have 5 questions on each. There is also a picture round. Yes, I have seen Jackson's here. Hi, Jackson! 5-year-old at the pub. There you go. Your picture round this week is Dingbats. And it is 9 bands for you to try and name, although you've probably all been sitting there for the last half an hour having a go at doing that. So yes, some of you may have had a go already at doing them, but there you go. As usual, they will be up during the halftime interval for you, but 9 bands in dingbat style. So there will be 8 rounds of 5 questions, and then those dingbats. Okay, yes, so we'll do 4 mini rounds and then our interval as usual. I've seen lots of you coming in. I did a whole big spiel about who was here earlier, so I've obviously seen Danny in. Hi to Malcolm, I've seen in. Loads of my colleagues, thank you for joining me again. Noswaith Da, to everyone back in Wales. Somerset crew, thank you for joining us. Had the Edinburgh crew, we had, where did we have? Bath were in, weren't they? I've forgotten the names because I was talking to myself and it was half an hour ago. But thank you all for sticking around and joining me this evening. What an end to a week. So, when you're ready, I think I am ready to re-begin. So can you please let me know when you are ready and we can begin with the first round. Okay then, let me know when you're ready and I will pour my second beer. Okay, right, where are we? I didn't bring my bottle opener in. Oh, rookie mistake here. No bottle opener. Ah, here it is. Is anyone ready? I can see rugby scores there, Colin. Not that I'm happy with them. Graham's ready and Somerset. This is more like it. Getting some readies coming in. Last time I said, is everyone ready? I waited a minute. I was getting a bit worried and then I got a ready. There you go. This sounds better. So, Silver Screen Actors is your first round. Unless anyone has got any complaints, I'm going to try and rattle through it a bit quicker than normal, as soon as that delay. But here we go, let's unleash the hounds, as we say. So, round 1, question 1 for you. Which actress married 8 times, including twice, to Richard Burton? So which actress married 8 times, including twice, to Richard Burton? Hi to Kai, I've just seen you coming in. Joe and Cliff down at Common Moor, thank you. It was your ready comment that set me on my way earlier. No, it's not your fault. I don't know what's gone wrong, but it just has. I don't know. Let's forget about that and move on and have fun at the stay in. If you can't have fun at the stay in, where can you have fun? Question number 2. Who played the lead role in the Harry Potter films? Who played the lead role in the Harry Potter films? I'm on that one now, Grinsteads. It's nice. But that one was something else, that was. I'm going to have to hunt down some of that. Okay, question 3. Who starred alongside Gina Davis in Thelma and Louise? Who starred alongside Gina Davis in Thelma and Louise? Question 4. Which actor played the role of Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films? Which actor played the role of Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films? Oh, yeah, same taste as Dave. There you go. Now that stuff, oh, that is so nice. That, yeah, I'm gonna get some somehow. And question number 5. Kian got very excited about this one, so maybe Jackson will as well. Who provides the voice for Sheriff Woody in the Toy Story films? Who provides the voice for Sheriff Woody in the Toy Story films? Yeah, thank you. I know we've got a few new players tonight, I saw in the comments. So if you're a new player and this is your first time, thank you so much for sticking around after all that. Yes, so any newbies, thank you for joining us in the stay-in. Stay-in's been open for nearly a year now. Well, they did have a brief closure when the pubs opened. Kind of August, September, October time, didn't it? About been going solidly since November again. Yeah, thank you for joining us here in the stay-in. We're here to have fun, and there is no winner apart from whoever has most fun. Yes, I've said it. Right. Let's move on to round 2, which was your incredible authors. I don't know why I didn't alliterate with that one, but there you go. So 5 authors in this second mini round for you. So question number 1. Which author created the Bridget Jones books? Which author created the Bridget Jones books? Which author wrote the Bridget Jones books? Question number 2. Which comic book author is credited with transforming Marvel Comics from a small division of a publishing house into a large multinational multimedia corporation? Which comic book author is credited with transforming Marvel Comics from a small division of a publishing house to a large international multimedia corporation? Question number 3. Which author has written under the pen name Robert Galbraith? Which author has written under the pen name Robert Galbraith? Question 4. Which author, known for his espionage novels, created the character of Jack Ryan? Which author, known for his espionage novels, created the character of Jack Ryan? And then question number 5 for you in this second mini round. Joe Hill is a renowned author in his own right, but he is the son of which best-selling horror author? So Joe Hill is an author and is a renowned author in his own right, but he is also the son of which best-selling horror author? There you go, so that's the end of mini round number 2, the Incredible Authors round. Just give you a moment before I move on. Gives me a chance to get my composure back. Ooh, it's all gone on this evening. I did think I was having problems, but I kept getting messages coming up. But then, yeah, I thought I'd sorted them, but it apparently never worked. I even said at one point, got a new webcam, I don't know if this is causing problems. And then I got a message from Colin saying, hope the webcam's working. Again, I thought I was all going fine. Oh, but there you go. Anyway, your third mini round of 8 is musicians. So I'm looking for 5 musicians here. So it could be anybody really, couldn't it? Lisa Stansfield, maybe? Who knows? It's not, by the way. But, okay, 5 questions about musicians here coming up for you. Question number 1 in the musicians mini round. Which singer had hits with Jolene and 9 to 5? Which singer had hits with Jolene and 9 to 5? A bit calmer. Well, I think I'm a bit calmer, Mum. I've had my rush of blood when I normally come on. Great excitement, lots of energy. And I thought the chat had died down, but hey ho, it's over and done with. You're all here now. Question 2. Who performed alongside Luciano Pavarotti and Jose Carreras in The Three Tenors? Who performed alongside Luciano Pavarotti and Jose Carreras in The Three Tenors? Question 4 for Katie. Question 4 in the authors. Which author, known for his espionage novels, created the character of Jack Ryan? Who wrote lots of books about Jack Ryan. Okay, back to round 3, mini round 3 in your music. Singer Thomas Woodward is better known by which name? Singer Thomas Woodward is better known by which name? Now, I thought I had this question, but we couldn't find it, me and the test teams, when we went back. So it's in here. If I've asked it before, I apologise. But singer Thomas Woodward is better known by which name? Question number 4. Who burst onto the pop scene in 1998 with her single Baby One More Time? Who burst onto the pop scene in 1998 with her single Baby One More Time? And then question number 5 in the music round. Maybe I should have put it musical maestros. Have I said that already, or was that last time? I don't know. Question 5. Stefani Germanotta is better known by which stage name? Stefani Germanotta is better known by which stage name? So then we'll move swiftly on to our 4th mini round. So mini round 4 is politicians. No snazzy name. I really had run out of ideas. So mini round 4, question 1 on politicians for you. After which politician is the international airport at Queens, New York named? After which politician is the international airport in Queens, New York named? Question 2. Which US president was involved in the Watergate scandal? Which US president was involved in the Watergate scandal? Question number 3. Which former Prime Minister was born in Edinburgh on the 6th of May 1953? Which former Prime Minister was born in Edinburgh on the 6th of May 1953? Question 4 in mini round number 4. Who was the mayor of New York at the time of the September the 11th terror attacks? Who was the mayor of New York at the time of the September the 11th terror attacks? And the final question in mini round number 4 about politicians for you is which US president won a record 4 elections and served in office from 1933 until his death in 1945? Which US president won a record 4 elections and served in office from 1933 until his death in 1945? Okay, that brings to an end the first part of the Stay In Who's Who quiz. it's the second time that I have brought to an end the first part of tonight's quiz. But hey ho, I can dine out on this story for years, can't I? Today I did a quiz to a camera with nobody watching, and I was unaware. But yes, thank you so much for sticking around for everything. Yeah, well, at the end of this evening, when I say thank you, please come again. I hope you do come back next week, and hopefully there won't be any issues. But for now, it is the interval. So it is your time to go to the bar here at the Stay Inn, get a top up of drinks, get your bar snacks, use the facilities, and sort out any other answers that you need to from those rounds. And I'll be back. I will try and be back maybe in 5 minutes, not 5 to 10 minutes, so we can catch up on a bit more time this evening. In that time, I'll put the dingbats back up for you to have a look at. They are also on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Scuizzes, if you want to have a better look. I forgot to say that as I came back to that. So there you go. But yes, so enjoy the interval. Like I said, refresh yourself, sort out any answers. I'll put the dingbats up now. Dingbats are there. So name those 9 bands, and I'll speak to you again in about 5 minutes, Squizzers. Thank you so much for your patience this evening. Hello everybody, I am back after that quick break. It was a little bit longer than 5 minutes, I know. Got a little bit sidetracked talking about what was going on and why I was going to be late back from this day in. But there you go. Yeah, so I've been to the bar, I've got myself, I'm on a Wolf Rock now, got a little snack, found a donut in the cupboard, donuts. Yeah, that was unexpected. Yeah, I love a good donut. Anyway, we'll go through the answers to the first few rounds in a moment. So yes, hopefully you've heard my voice and have come back. So we'll do the first 4 mini rounds now, and then hold on, rounds 5 to 8. That's it. And I am back. You're right, I am back. I'm not talking to myself. Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, I said I want to kind of rattle through these if I can, so that we're not too late finishing and that we don't have to have a lock-in at the stay-in. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? A lock-in at the stay-in. Maybe there's a theme in that, we'll see. Anyway, let's do some answers, shall we? To round 1, your silver screen actors. So, question number 1. The actress who married 8 times, including twice to Richard Burton, was Elizabeth Taylor. Question 2. The lead role in Harry Potter was played by Daniel Radcliffe. Number 3, in Thelma and Louise, it was Gina Davis, and she was starring alongside Susan Sarandon. Different emphasis there. Question 4, the actor who played Gandalf was Ian McKellen. Question 5, the voice for Sheriff Woody was provided by Tom Hanks. There we go, and then we moved on to round 2, the incredible authors. Question 1, the author of Bridget Jones was Helen Fielding. Question 2, the comic book author linked to Marvel was Stan Lee. Question 3, the author who's written under the pen name Robert Galbraith was J.K. Rowling. Question 4, the author who created Jack Ryan was Tom Clancy. And Joe Hill, he is Stephen King's son. So Helen Fielding, Stan Lee, J.K. Rowling, Tom Clancy and Stephen King there. Round 3 was Musical Maestros, as I christened it halfway through the round. Question 1 was Dolly Parton, who sang Jolene in 9 to 5. The third tenor was Placido Domingo. Question 3, Thomas Woodward is better known as Tom Jones. Question 4, it was Britney Spears, who had the hit with Baby One More Time. And question 5, Stefani Germanotta is better known as Lady Gaga. And mini round number 4 was the politicians. So, question number 1, the International Airport at Queens, New York, is named after John F. Kennedy. Question 2, the US President involved in Watergate was Richard Nixon. Question 3, the former Prime Minister born in Edinburgh on the 6th of May 1953 was Tony Blair. Question 4, the Mayor of New York in 2011 was Rudy Giuliani. And question 5, the US President who served from 1933 to 1945 was F.D. Roosevelt. There you go. Good guess with Stephen King. Well, yeah, I mean the test teams thought about, do we slip in the word horror author or not? But we did in the end. So there you go. So halfway through, how are you doing so far, Scuizzes? Let me know quickly in the comments. And I'll move swiftly on. Yes. So yes, I've got a late pass out tonight after all the technological problems. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat as well. Yeah, had to explain what was going on. So yeah, I had to go and say, if anybody needs me, I'll be in my room doing the stay-in quiz. So yeah, that's what you can say to anyone next week. Anyone needs me, I'll be at the stay-in. So we're going to move on to our next round. So I can see scores coming in, really good scores, 19, 15, 18, 17s, more 19s. Brilliant scores. So your next rounds, we're going to have science and technology is 5. 6 is on TV. So, you know, on TV, I mean, actors and actresses and TV personalities who appear on TV. Someone like Maggie Smith, for example. Again, she's not an answer. Question 7 is no other category. I couldn't fit them into a category. And round number 8 is sportsmen and women. So let's move on to mini round number 5, shall we? Which was science and technology. So mini round 5, question number 1. Okay, so who is the CEO and founder of Facebook? So who is the CEO and founder of Facebook? Katie's got a low score because you're both drunk. Well, drinking beers like this, then yeah, I can imagine that, especially if you've had half an hour to do nothing apart from drink while you wait for me to appear. Question 1, who is the CEO and founder of Facebook? Great scores coming in this week. You must know your who's who's. No, not scratching your head like Homer Simpson going, who are these people? Okay, question number 2 in this round. Who was the second man to set foot on the moon? Who was the second man to set foot on the moon? Yeah, great score. Well done, everybody. Question number 3. Which South African entrepreneur is the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla? Which South African entrepreneur is the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla? What's this? Yes, Colin. Definitely after them. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But I do like your witty comments. I like witty comments when they come in the chat. Question 4. Which anthropologist is best known for her 60-year study on the social interaction of chimpanzees? Which anthropologist is best known for her 60-year study of the social interaction of chimpanzees? And question 5 in your science and technology round. Which scientist wrote the book A Brief History of Time? Which scientist wrote the book A Brief History of Time? Okay, round number 6, or mini round number 6, is the on TV round. So people who are known for being on TV in some form. So question 1. Which chat show host was born in Highgate Tube Station in 1944? So which chat show host was born in Highgate Tube Station in 1944? Born during the Blitz. Question number 2. Who co-hosted SMTV Live alongside Anton Deck from 1998 until 2002? Who co-hosted SMTV Live alongside Anton Deck from 1998 until 2002? Question 3. Who played the role of Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory? Who played the role of Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory? So I had a few comments from the younger players recently. Can we have more pop culture that's related to the younger generations? So hopefully you've got some in tonight anyway. Nice spread tonight, the test team said, so there you go. Hopefully you're doing as well as your scores look like it. Question number 4. Which TV personality created Pop Idol, X Factor and Britain's Got Talent? Which TV personality created Pop Idol, X Factor and Britain's Got Talent? And question 5. Who rose to fame as the writer and star of The Office? Who rose to fame as the writer and star of The Office? Zilch for TV, Mum. Deary me. Hoping you got 5 on the author's one though. So I'll just give you a moment, then we'll move on to our last 2 mini rounds there. So round 7 is the no other category round. Couldn't fit them in. And then we'll finish with round 8, sportsmen and women. And we'll have a brief break. You can go back to the bar if you need to in that quick break. I quite often get myself a snack then. Last week I had crumpets with butter on. You can either have marge on if you prefer, but crumpets and butter for me last week. Not that you need to know that, but it filled in a 30-second gap in between rounds for you, didn't it? So mini round number 7 is the no other category round. Very creative name there for you. Question number 1. Which chef has a 3-star restaurant in Chelsea, owns 2 mansions down here in Cornwall, and is known for his expletive outbursts? So which chef has a 3-star restaurant in Chelsea, owns 2 mansions down here in Cornwall, and is known for his expletive outbursts. Question number 2. Which media mogul owns the News Corp company? Which media mogul owns the News Corp company? Question number 3. Which entrepreneur began his business empire by selling records from his bedroom? Which entrepreneur began his business empire by selling records from his bedroom? I'm getting your messages, Tom, by the way. Didn't check my messages throughout the whole time that I was speaking to myself. So now I'm just paranoid and checking the whole time. But I am getting them, Tom. Question 4. Who founded WikiLeaks and then hid in the Ecuadorian embassy to avoid extradition on charges of sexual assault? So who founded WikiLeaks and then hid in the Ecuadorian embassy to avoid extradition on charges of sexual assault? And question 5 in the no other category round. Which photographer, activist and entrepreneur was married to a beetle? So which photographer, activist and entrepreneur was married to a beetle? Just one more mini round to go, which is the sportsmen and women round. So 5 sportsmen and women to identify coming up. And then, like I said, you can have a quick break to pop to the bar to get a drink. So mini round number 8, sportsmen and women. Which female tennis player has won 23 Grand Slam singles titles, which is more than any other woman in the Open era? Which female tennis player has won 23 Grand Slam singles titles, which is more than any other woman in the Open era? Question number 2. Which skateboarder had his own series of video games starting with Pro Skater in 1999? Which skateboarder had his own series of video games starting with Pro Skater in 1999. I loved those games when I was growing up. Question number 3. Which Brazilian player won the Golden Boot at the 1998 World Cup? Which Brazilian player won the Golden Boot at the 1998 World Cup? Question number 4. I'm not a lover of American football, but we have an American football question coming in. So, considered to be the greatest quarterback of all time, who has won the Super Bowl 7 times, including this year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Considered to be the greatest quarterback of all time, who has won the Super Bowl 7 times, including this year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? It's becoming more and more popular, so I thought I'd throw a question in. And then the last question of this 8th mini round for you. Who was stripped of his Tour de France titles after a doping scandal? So who was stripped of his Tour de France titles after a doping scandal? Completely rocked the cycling world, didn't it? So there you go. Those are your 8 mini rounds in the Who's Who edition of the Stay In quiz. So we'll have a quick break in a mo, and then I'll be back with the answers. Although, those of you who are regulars know that we always have 50 points in the quiz. 8 rounds of 5 is 40. 9 dingbats is 49. So we're missing a question. But we're not, because question number 50 for you is what links every one of your 49 answers tonight. So question 50, completely by itself, not in a round, what links all of your answers tonight? And I know from the messages I've had that some of you have twigged already what the connection was. But there is an extra bonus point there, what links every single one of your 49 answers tonight. So, like I said, I'll be back in a mo with the answers to rounds 5, 6, 7, 8 and the dingbats, and of course that 50th question there. So let me just put the dingbats back up for you. Oh, sorry, that's not the dingbats. There you go. And then I'll speak to you again very soon, Scuizzes. Okay, I am back from the bar there. For a quick stop there. Yeah, so just to clarify to Chris, yes, I made a little boo-boo there. And I missed out the word 7 in the last question. My test teams were straight on it, going, "You've missed out the word 7." Yeah, who was stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles? If that makes a difference to anyone, because there is more than one answer. If they don't have 7 in there, there you go. Somebody was stripped of 7 Tour de France titles. Right, let's have some answers, shall we? I've just been looking at my messages, and some of you just had their mind blown and gone, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know I was looking for a link." Of course you didn't. That's the whole thing, but we'll come on to that soon. So here we go. Let's do your dingbat answers first. So here were your bands. So 9 bands for you to get in dingbat style. Okay, so we had number 1 was Green Day. Number 2, Rolling Stones. Number 3, Red Hot Chili Peppers. 4, Smashing Pumpkins. 5, White Stripes. 6, The Who. 7, Coldplay. 8, U2. And 9, Metallica. So Green Day, Rolling Stones, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Smashing Pumpkins, White Stripes, The Who, Coldplay, U2 and Metallica. Let's get me back up. Yes, great fun doing the dingbats as well, actually. That kept me busy, and it meant I got to play a song from each of those bands to Indian key and introduce them to some great bands. So let's do some answers to rounds 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing to do with steps this evening, by the way. That is not the link. So, mini round number 5, question 1. The CEO and founder of Facebook was Mark Zuckerberg. 2, the second man to set foot on the moon was Buzz Aldrin. 3, the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla was Elon Musk. 4, the anthropologist known for her 60-year study of chimpanzees was Jane Goodall. 5, the scientist who wrote A Brief History of Time was Stephen Hawking. Round number 6, on TV. Number 1, the chat show host born in Highgate Tube Station was Jerry Springer. Question number 2, it was Kat Deely who co-presented SMTV Live. Kat Deely. Question 3, the role of Sheldon Cooper was played by Jim Parsons. 4, Pop Idol, X Factor and Britain's Got Talent was created by Simon Cowell. And question 5, the writer and star of The Office was Ricky Gervais. Question number 7. There's no other category. The chef who I was describing was Gordon Ramsay. Question 2, News Corp, that's Rupert Murdoch. Number 3, the entrepreneur who began his business empire from his bedroom selling records was Richard Branson. Question 4, the founder of WikiLeaks, Julian Assange. Question 5, the photographer, activist and entrepreneur married to a Beatle was Linda McCartney. I'll accept any maiden names or anything you put in, which I didn't write down. You know who I mean. And then round 8 was sportsmen and women. So number 1, so the female tennis player was Serena Williams. 2, the skateboarder was Tony Hawk. 3, the Brazilian footballer was Ronaldo. 4, the greatest quarterback of all time, they consider him to be so, was Tom Brady. And 5, the cyclist stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles was Lance Armstrong. So there are your answers. And then right at the last moment I throw you in with a what links all 49 of your answers. Well, I've been telling you all evening. Of course, if you've been listening carefully, I started with saying, hey Scuizzes! I've said Oakley Dokley. I've said release the hounds. I've said I'm the Squiz Master. Who the hell are you? I've said I caramba. I have had this up on the screen. I've told you your categories were this, and if you take the first letters, it spells out the word Simpsons, because every single answer this evening has appeared on The Simpsons. So question 50 is, they have all appeared on The Simpsons. So there you go. I got that idea a few weeks ago and thought I can do a whole quiz based on people who have appeared in The Simpsons. So every answer has appeared in The Simpsons as themselves. Those who are deceased, sound recordings of their voices were used. So there you go. There's your 50th answer. Well done to Tom, who spotted that quite early on. Well done. Did anybody else get that? I'd love to know who managed to spot the link between them all. But yeah, what are your scores? Let me see. There you go. Buzz Aldrin's mother's name was Moon, Steve. Yes, it was. Yeah, there's lots of interesting things when you think about the moon landing that all link together, which you can either use to think about did they land on the moon or not. It depends how you link them together. Didn't get the link. Of course not. I did mention donuts, of course, and I've mentioned all the characters throughout the evening as well. I mentioned you might be scratching your head like Homer Simpson. I mentioned that there might be a singer like Lisa Stansfield. There might be an actress like Maggie Smith. You might like to go to the Bart. In case you noticed, I said Bart, not bar this evening. I talked about crumpets for no other reason other than say you could thread Marge on it. I did say I'd be back in a mo. So I've mentioned lots of the characters this evening as well. So well done if you got that. Lots of you not spotting any collection whatsoever, but there you go. Lots of great scores as well. So let's have a tiebreaker. And here is your tiebreaker for the evening. Now that we know what the link was, we were talking about The Simpsons all evening long. How many episodes of The Simpsons have there been? So your tiebreaker, how many episodes of The Simpsons have there been? Who is this here? Kimmy, genius. Right, thank you very much for spotting it as genius. I've absolutely loved it. Anyone who does Jay's pub quiz, he did a quiz where everything linked together, and we thought maybe they all linked to The Simpsons because so many of them did. And for months I've been thinking, can I get a quiz where everything links together? And at that point I thought, yes, I can. I'm going to do a who's who quiz with people who've appeared in The Simpsons. And then, yeah, I slipped in as much as I could. But yeah, lots of scores coming in. I can't read them all. It's all going a bit blurry. I haven't got my glasses on. Oh, Danny's beaten the Morgans! My goodness, Danny has beaten the Morgans. Oh, Mum and Dad have got the link. There you go. A few have got the link. There you go. Great scores coming in. Mid-30s all the way up to, I think, 47 did I see in there? Brilliant. Right, lots of, now we've got tiebreakers coming in. So, yeah, ranging of big range here. Well, The Simpsons is on its 32nd series at the moment. I know, it's been going for quite a while. There have been 698 episodes of The Simpsons to date. So 698. I've seen a few 600, 700s coming in. So Kai on 708 is only 10 out. So well done, Kai. You are 10 out. If I'd have asked that question in a couple of months, I'm sure you'd have been spot on with that. But well done, Kai, for spotting that. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me at the Stay In. I will say thank you, please come again. I did say that earlier, of course. That's what Apu says in The Simpsons. That's another one that I mentioned. Yeah, if you really want to watch it back, you will see that I've mentioned so many catchphrases from The Simpsons. But there you go. 698 episodes of The Simpsons. Kai, you're really close. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I've had a laugh. Next week, I am back as usual. And next week, I'm really looking forward to this. we're going to have a Six Nations edition of the Stay In pub quiz. So for those of you who are not rugby fans, do not fret. Please do not fret. It's not all about rugby. But next Saturday, it's Super Saturday. You've got 3 Six Nations games to find out that Wales are going to win the championship. Yes. Hopefully. I hope I'm not setting myself up for a fail there. But yes, so it's Six Nations Super Saturday next Saturday. So we'll do a Six Nations quiz. It's not going to be all about rugby. There'll be some rugby questions, but there'll be questions about these Six Nations involved as well. So you'll get questions about Wales, England, Scotland, Ireland, Italy and France in there, as well as a few rugby questions and so on. Yeah, so that's pretty much written now. So I'm working a few weeks ahead at the moment, which is great. But yes, thank you so much for joining me at the Stay In. Thank you so much for your patience. And I will hopefully see you next week for the Six Nations edition of the Stay In pub quiz. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. And enjoy whatever you are up to. Keep safe, everybody. Keep healthy. And I shall see you soon. Good night.